Piper Duck is the youngest ever captain of the Wallaroos, Australia's rugby union team. Recently, I got the chance to sit down and chat to Piper about her journey becoming captain and the future of the Wallaroos. The level of quality kind of improving has come from more people just joining the game, or is it just as the girls get better and get older, is that?
Yeah, I think it's really multifaceted. I think within our group, girls are really buying in. The quality of younger girls coming through is so high because young girls like yourself are playing sport so much younger, but also rugby so much younger. And that means the level of skill set they're getting at such a younger age, a lot of women weren't getting until their mid-20s. And now that's really exciting because the level of the game is just going to keep increasing.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess kind of still speaking about those young players, this side has got a lot of experienced players, but then you've also got a lot of teenagers and you've got players from the city and country. It's quite a diverse side. What do you enjoy most about that?
I just love the different personalities, honestly. Getting to know all the different girls. We have some characters, as you would imagine, and yeah, they're absolutely such amazing people. But I think something that's so special about this group is having access to such diversity. Yeah. We have girls who are 16, girls who are 33, which I think is incredible because you have access to so many different kinds of people, and in a lot of different areas of life, you don't get to do that. So some of my best mates that are honestly some of the best friends I've made are 38 years old. And to me, that is nothing because the game we love connects us. And yeah, I think it's just so truly special.
You kind of get different things from those different ages as well, different energies from some of the younger girls.
Oh, 100%. And I think Caitlin Howell stops my head. No, I'm kidding. No, she's honestly a blessing. But, I've had some incredible mentors coming through, and now that I am starting to, I know I'm not old yet, but starting to get a bit more mature, just being able to, I suppose, give to those young girls coming through because it can be really daunting and they are such incredible athletes, and I think anything we can do as women to support each other within rugby is incredibly important. So that idea of mentorship and getting around each other, will really benefit the game and benefit those coming through.
Yeah, and kind of speaking of mature, even though you're still super young, but you are the captain of the Waratahs and also Australia, the youngest ever to do those two. Do you have any kind of doubts that you could do it, or is there anyone in particular also that you've looked up to get inspiration from?
There's quite a lot of people that I would consider mentors. At time, I think, like anyone, there is that level of doubt. There is that level of, am I going to be able to do what I need to do for the team? But I've had incredible people around me who have supported me amazingly. My family is a massive rock for me, and I've had a few girls within the squad and mentors outside the squad who have supported me so strongly throughout this whole period to believe in myself and try to get the best I can through it, especially through injury and a few different circumstances. So I'm incredibly grateful for the people in my corner.
And I guess with that, 2023 was obviously a really great year for you. You made the captain of Australia, and then injury kind of stopped you from playing for a bit. I find it kind of interesting to see how different athletes kind of deal with those kind of setbacks. What was that time like, and what did you, learn about yourself as a player, but as an athlete as well?
It was a really hard time, I'm going to be completely honest. I initially did my Liz Frank in my left foot, and that put me out for about 3.5 months. And then I completely shattered my right ankle and had an ankle reconstruction in my right foot. And that put me out nearly then as a total nearly 11 and a half months. So it ended up really adding up. But yeah, it was a really hard time for me, a really reflective time is probably the way I look at it now. It allowed me to reflect on why I love rugby. And the day I said this in my why to the girls, my why has definitely shifted a lot since being injured. It's obviously centred around my family and what they do for me, but it's also I love the people I play with and I love the game. And it kind of gave me time to reflect that. It also let me learn a lot about myself and what I value and what my key morals are, I suppose, and it kind of allowed me to reflect on that.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting. So I realised I also said as a player and as an athlete, which are the same thing. I was just saying as a player and a person.
You're so fun. I didn't even realise.
Oh, what's it good you didn't realise? I realised that straight after I said it.
You're so fun.
Yeah, sorry, your answer was really great though. Thanks. And I guess kind of speaking of amazing years, the Wallaroos finished 2023 really well with wins over Wales and France. What do you think the key is to kind of carrying that into this year's matches, how you played so well?
Yeah, I think the girls absolutely smashed it. The way they carried themselves through World XV was of such high standard, and it kind of put a mark showing what the Wallaroos can do and the quality of athletes we have within Australia as well. And I think heading off the back of such a dominant season and now heading into a high-performance environment, I think I believe that with the quality of athletes we have, we're only going to keep going forward and moving up. And it's just about believing in one another and just having support and having community around us. And I am really excited for what 2024 and in turn 2025 is going to bring with the World Cup.
Yeah, it's super exciting to see just more girls coming through. I kind of just going back to before, I think yesterday, the event that we were both at, you said that you received the call to be the Wallaroos captain while you were driving to your other job. And I was just thinking, like, most male athletes wouldn't even have to, get that call driving because they probably wouldn't have another job. I guess it's kind of a bit of, like, slow progress with pay for female athletes, but there's still, we're still a long way behind. What do you kind of think about, like, that whole, I guess, situation?
Yeah, of course it is. Can be really hard to balance everything. It's something women now have done for a long time, and I'm extremely grateful, more than grateful. I could probably can't put into words for the women who have come before me, and what they've done to pave the way is truly incredible. But I do believe it has been really exciting and really special to see the genuine progression around making us high performance and full time. Of course, there's definitely ways to go, but it's nice to be recognised and have that level of recognition that the game is growing and what we are bringing to the table is worth supporting. And I think that's extremely exciting. But, of course, definitely ways to go. I love my other job, but, I would love to be a full-time athlete as well.
Well, hoping that all changes quite soon. And just kind of continue from that, we've got a World Cup here in 5 years, and the last World Cup in New Zealand had huge, women's standalone crowds, and England will probably be the same next year. What does rugby in Australia, do you think, need to do just over these next few years to make sure that we have really big crowds, like just seeing, and hopefully that Australia has a good chance of lifting the trophy too?
I think it's just about publicity, and it's just having an open mindset of women's rugby, but I think it also falls on us as well. We have such an important opportunity right now, such an amazing opportunity to create vision of the game. It's the most, I think this year is one of the most games ever played within Australia for the Wallaroos. And we're heading into a time where people are calling the golden decade of rugby, where we have as many games ever had in a year this year in 2024, heading into a World Cup in 2025. More games are going to keep being played. We have a really good time right now to perform and set ourselves up for a really strong crowd in 2029. And I think that also falls on us. But again, it's just that publicity fact, you can't be what you can't see. So it's just having access to promoting the game, but also us taking that opportunity in both hands and promoting it ourselves and also just playing good quality footy.
And here's some of my chat with Piper at the recent launch of the Wallaroos partnership with Cadbury. Like, personally for you, like, what is it like having a brand like Cadbury who have been so successful supporting other, like, female sports in the past? Like, what does it mean for you personally?
It means a lot for me personally. I found the game through the likes of Shani Williams, who was on TV, but for myself personally, I have a little sister who's 7, and to see such a big corporation investing in women's sport, let alone rugby, is extremely special because it gives her a pathway, it gives her the opportunity to do anything she could possibly dream of. And even someone like yourself coming through, just that opportunity it creates for that younger generation, I think is so important. And to see someone like Cadbury investing in that is really special.
And you were speaking about your sister before, but I guess just having like all of these like junior stars here, like as well, like how much do you think, like how important do you think it is to have them here, knowing like, Cadbury is supporting rugby and this is a pathway that I can follow?
Extremely important. It shows them what the future is. It shows them what they can achieve, and they are the future of the game. And by having visibility of what's available, and also athletes that are currently doing what they one day hope to do, and for me that would have been absolutely incredible, and now it's the reason I play. So if any of us girls or Cadbury themselves can have an impact on these girls and even get one girl to pull on a jersey, I think that is so important. Yeah,
definitely. And just a bit about the Wallaroos. I think this year they're going to be playing the most international games on home soil that they have, and I think the first one is just in a couple of weeks, which is really exciting. What are you most excited for about this year and about that hopefully, bringing more attraction to the sport where more people can watch it?
Yeah, I think being on home soil is extremely exciting. So for me, like my family, hopefully getting the opportunity to watch me play for my country is so special. And I know for all the girls that are hoping to pull on the jersey, being able to be on home soil in front of a home crowd with young girls like this around them and their families around them, first and foremost, is exceptional. But also just being able to play more games in general, let alone on home soil, is amazing, because to keep progressing the game, especially at that international level and heading into that World Cup in 2025 and this golden decade, what they're calling this golden decade of rugby with a home World Cup in 2029, being able to play games on home soil creates opportunity, creates traction, and I think it's going to be extremely beneficial for us and these young girls coming through, even within the Wallaroos squad. And I'm very excited to see who is selected because they're going to add so much dimension and so much depth to the squad.
I guess a bit about just prepping for the World Cup in 2029. We've seen a few Super W players leave for other sports. I guess how important do you think announcements like these are to show the pathways and to show that girls should be staying in Super W rugby, not moving to other sports?
Yeah, extremely important. It just shows good faith in the game, and it also shows that there is so many, as I touched on just previously, so many opportunities for girls to stay in rugby. And we are so lucky within Australia to have such a diverse range of sport available for young women, but saying that there needs to be pathways within rugby union to draw girls to the game, and this is a massive step forward in doing that. So yeah, as I said, extremely important.
And I guess just I wanted to get your opinion on this also
Yep.
about the Super W rugby. You've been playing it obviously, even though you were out for a bit. But is there anyone that you've played against or that you've been playing with this season that you think is going to be maybe an up and coming Wallaroos star?
I think Winiata Ellis is extremely cool at Bubba, but she is such a talent at the age of 16, what she's already showed in her first Super W season. I wouldn't be surprised to see her in the Wallaroos colours in the future. Caitlin Holmes is another young up-and-comer who I think has been incredible. So second season with us, absolutely incredible, but also Faitala Maleka, the talent she brings playing against her is difficult because she has such a quality kicking game, running game and stepping game. So playing against her, she's really a triple threat. So those young three coming through really setting the platform for that next generation, and I'm really excited to see what this next 12 months, even 5 years, holds for them.
To support Her Way, visit the link in the description section.